Hi YouTube, please give me a moment while we connect to Facebook. We'll be getting started momentarily. And I think we should be live on Facebook. Hi everybody, welcome to the Strategic Swing Trader weekly broadcast. I'm Sami Abu Saad, Director of Education at T3 Live. We're gonna go over some swing ideas for next week. We're also gonna discuss the market, and I am gonna share with you one amazing tip that once you hear, you will never forget. So make sure to stay tuned. For now, we're gonna go over a standard required disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss is for educational purposes only. If you'd like to download a copy of my free ebook, link for that is in the description below the video. But without further ado, let's turn to the charts and get started. If you find benefit in today's video, we would really appreciate it if you hit the like button. That helps support our channel. And if you have any questions for us, be sure to email customer service info@t3live.com. Again, info@t3live.com. And let's start off by going over the market as we always do. We had a wide range green bar on Thursday. In fact, it came in on the highest volume bar in at least the last 6 months and one of the highest all year. And yet the very next day we had a big giant red bar. So almost word for word, this is what I said on Friday before the market opened. Okay, not after the fact, before the market opened in the strategic day trader chat room. I said today's bar will be important because it will determine whether this green bar produces follow through or not. If we get a doji bar, then the following day, then Monday will be important. But basically what that meant was after you get a wide range green bar, even if it's on the biggest volume bar you've ever seen in your entire career, right? It doesn't mean much. It only means something. It's only meaningful. It's only really bullish if the next day you get also a big green bar too, or you get a solid green bar. If you get a doji bar the following day, then the green bar is, we don't yet know its impact or its effect on price. We have to wait another day. Okay, if you get a big green bar, that means this should be the bottom, at least for the time being, at least on a short-term basis. Okay, if you get a follow through. If you get a big red bar, which is exactly what we got on Friday, that means that despite how seemingly bullish the green bar was, you know, the message is really bearish, no follow through. Okay, despite how seemingly bullish it was to be ignored. So the point is, big green bars or big red bars don't mean much without follow through. Okay, one bar events not followed through on tend actually to produce strong opposite moves. So when you see big green bars and the next day they're ignored, in this case we didn't completely negate the green bar, but when you see that the next day they're completely ignored, that only goes to show you how bearish the market really is. We saw back in June, I think, when the Fed in May when the Fed announced the rate decision, and then the next day so the big huge green bar the very next day completely negated. Again, only goes to show you how weak the market is, and from there, as you can see, we're way down. Okay, so the bias absolutely does not change, bearish until proven otherwise, until we get a bottom. Normally you don't bottom until you start to move away from this channel and fall below it. I said on Friday or Thursday of last week in the room that you have to think of the market as a river, the trend as a river above, before it becomes a waterfall, right, on top of the mountain. And then when it goes off, when the river reaches the edge, the cliff goes off, that becomes a waterfall. So as long as we are in a steady river, so to speak, or a steady stream on top of the mountain, don't believe you're gonna bottom just like that. It's extremely rare. Now, if we start to fall, free fall, right? Start to leave that grind, that tight channel, and start to have a waterfall, a big drop away from the channel, then you can start to look for a bottom. Okay? So I hope this sticks. I hope it makes sense. It should. It really should. And so we talked about, the trend. We talked about when it's tight versus when it starts to accelerate. That's when you look for a bottom. We talked about wide range green bars. If they don't produce follow through, it only goes to show you how bearish the market is. And we said that don't fall for 1 bar events. Okay, you want 2 bars in a row to constitute follow through. If you get 1 bar, no matter how seemingly bullish or bearish it is not yet to be believed until and unless we get follow through. So I hope this sticks, because next time you get a big green bar, just keep in mind it is really not very meaningful until you see whether you got follow through, until you see whether the bar produced any follow through, meaning until we see what the next day brings. Okay, and if we get a big green bar the next day, then okay, then you can consider that to have been the bottom. If you get a red bar, then it shows you how weak the market really is. All right, on to the watches for next week. I do have some really nice bullish setups. I just spent 10 minutes, not really, 3-4 minutes, talking about how bearish the market is, and I have some amazing long setups. So I have to be picky, because I would be going against the trend. This is an open play already. I mentioned it last week. So go back 5 days ago, basically, is when I mentioned it, somewhere here. Hasn't moved much, but it remains really, really bullish. So I like it. If you're not in, over the base, stop down here. Okay? On the AMLX, all-time high. BIIB, very bullish bar on Thursday. Okay? And then Friday, we saw a red bar. If we take out Friday's high, that will set up as a 1-2-3 play inside of a buy setup. So a play on a play. Long only if it takes out 272.70. Okay? Stop under 264. And the BIIB has a long way to go. 350 for target 1, maybe even 450 for target 2. Okay? But only if it takes out the red bar's high, which I consider to be unlikely to happen. Charter is also really interesting, because look at the Charter monthly chart. I mean, wow, a huge sell-off from 850 to 300 into support. Okay, and we got the widest bar. This is what you want to see in the market, by the way, is to get, so you have the grind. Okay, you have the downtrend, and to get that waterfall. Right, you get the grind and then the vertical, the wide range red bar, or 2 or 3, the more the better, right? So we got the wide range red bar here in Charter, and we got the doji bar, but the monthly bar is not over yet. Now sometimes you wait for the bar to close as a doji bar, and it ends up closing up here, and you say, well, you missed the trade. So in this case, I do like it long over the weekly bars. The last 2 weeks, long over 333, I think, or 30. Yeah, 332.05. Okay, stop under 297.60. It's a big stop, but it's a long-term play. Target 1, $400, and then target 2, who knows? I mean, you'd have to manage it. But target 1, at least $400. So it's a long-term play. CROX is also pretty bullish. It would need to take out the highs here, or at the very least Friday's red bar. Okay, but I would prefer to see it take out the entire thing first. Stop right here as a long-term play also, not as a short-term swing. GILD is so interesting. I wish I can figure out GILD. Check it out. Just check it out. We were in the midst of a very, very bullish market the last, from 2016 after Trump won election until you know, at the end of 2021, the market was incredibly bullish, went up 100% more, way more. And then GILD actually tops out during that time. It drops from $120, 120, as you can, to 123, whatever, drops to almost $50. It loses almost 2/3 of its value during that same period that the market was bullish. Now that the market is bearish, all out bearish, GILD is, I mean, is not dropping at all. So given that prices and stocks have a tendency to go up over time, I am going to say that the next move after on GILD, since it's been in a long, very, very long uptrend, very long-term uptrend, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say that the next move on GILD should be up, should be higher, okay? With that in mind, I like GILD long. We have a 1, 2, 3 on Friday as a pattern. So long, it might be, the issue is this the right time? Or is GILD completely on its own page? Or should we wait until the market bottoms and risk missing out on GILD? So it's up to you. If you want the entry now, long over here, just over Friday's high, stop right here. Low odds trade, long-term high reward trade if it works, but I don't know if it's gonna work or not. So it's a very, very interesting stock in my opinion, and it has room to $120 easy, okay? GPS is, so GPS and the rest of the retail stocks, they collapsed, they went climactic. GPS is the least to go climactic. Look at AEO, for example, right? Look at, I mean, I don't know, ANF actually looks like the GPS on the daily chart, has a base breakout. So did they bottom? Did they just, you know, is this the bottom on the retail stocks? My goodness, it's interesting. Down a lot. We got the widest range bar maybe. We have a double bottom now, and we on the monthly chart, and we have a daily base breakout. So long over the base, stop under it. Low odds, high reward trade. So it's just an idea. And again, the same thing on, I don't even have it on the list, on Abercrombie and Fitch, over the base, stop under it, okay? Long-term trade, play. LW is at all-time high. I mean, maybe not, I guess it's not. It looks higher, doesn't it? It's a tough entry on the LW, on the daily chart. It's 1, 2, 3, so it would be long over 86, stop under 83.50. It's a tough entry, but this stock is incredibly bullish. Okay, 3M, also another big name that has fallen so much, right? In fact, it's below the pandemic lows. So it's got a 1, 2, 3 on the daily. I don't like it as much as I do Charter, but it's interesting. Okay, as a 1, 2, 3, and the 20 MA is underpriced. Again, it's interesting, but I don't love it. Netflix is showing some strength. Friday the market dropped. I mean, the market is in a downtrend. Netflix has been in a sideways trend since July, basically. It hasn't dropped at all. So it's holding up really well. I do like it a lot, but I don't think it's quite ready. I like it when the 20 goes below price, as we saw on the 3M here. Not that I like 3M more than Netflix, I don't at all. But I'm just saying, you know, you want the 20 to be pointing up and be underpriced. In this case, the 20 is going through price and is flat. But Netflix is, you know, is a special company, special stock. And I do like it higher, but I don't think it's quite ready yet. So I'm watching it closely. Okay. OMI had a, so here's the downtrend, here's that tight trend, and here's that waterfall. It happened in the form of a gap and a big red bar. Now it looks like it wants to rebound just over 1550 with a stop under 14, I would say 1430, like under, actually under this base would be okay too, just a little bit more aggressive, under 1475, and then long over 1550 target. I mean, could be $18 basically, or at you know, at least this bar's high on the hourly chart, 1760. So it's an interesting play. I like it. OMI. ONB is a 1, 2, 3. So over Friday's high, stop under it, long. It's pretty bullish. PRTA is similar to the BIIB. Gapped up a huge amount. I think BIIB also gapped up. Yeah, gapped up a huge amount, pull back, wide range green bar, and then narrow range bar. So long over that bar's high, stop under it, 56.35 by 53.25 long. Okay. SYTA is a penny stock. I had it in the newsletter as an idea on Thursday, I think. It would have already triggered, but still looks higher. It hasn't gone anywhere. So I like it over 17 cents, let's just say. Stop under 12, I think. Yeah, 13, under 13, about 13 cents. Like it higher to 25 cents. Okay, on the SYTA. And last but not least is the WETG. I had it as an idea also at 109 or something like this over here, but I didn't do it, and it really looks higher. The problem is, you know, it's tough because I passed on the entry a couple of days ago over here, and now I have to decide whether I want to jump in here and get it into resistance or over that resistance area, in which case it would be a big stop. So, you know, it's a tough one. It's nothing easy there. Onto the bearish list. We got BHC. I played it long a couple months ago, not even a couple months ago. And now it's got a weekly sell setup. It's interesting, under Thursday's low, which was 618. Stop over 680 or over $7. Target $5 right here. Okay, on the BHC. BGC, I'm on the weekly chart, is a daily base breakdown or hourly base breakdown. So short under the base, stop above it. The issue is, you know, you got the support not too far below. We like to have a tradable void when we're, you know, when we're shorting something, so that the next support area is way below current prices, not right below. So that's the only problem with the CGC. The ETSI and the CROX, the CROX, were looking very similar on the daily and the weekly, the monthly charts. We're looking like they're going to break out. The ETSI broke down on Thursday, and now it looks lower. Okay, so short, stop, and somewhere there would be the target, about $70 or so. Okay, on the ETSI. So short under Thursday's low, stop over Friday's high, target about $70. The GROY, GROY, looks lower under the base, stop above it. It reminds me a little bit of the CGC, but in this case it's better, I think, because it will be under also the prior support, under 250. Yeah, it's under the support, unlike the CGC, which isn't under the support. You see what I mean? So that's what I like about the GROY, is that it's better than the CGC. PayPal is very similar to the ETSI. Short, stop, and there's your target. Not a lot of R to R, reward to risk, but it's not bad also. Under the base, stop above it, and target about $70. RLMD had a mega gap on Thursday, and an inside day, not really an inside day on Friday, and so now short under the base, stop above it. It's a big stop, it's not a small stop. And then last but not least is this SJ, which has been just, wow, got killed from $6. It's at 160, and that was just not even a month ago maybe. Short on the sell setup, stop above it. So short under Friday's low, stop above it. It looks pretty good actually. It looks good. All-time low probably. Yep, it is. So no predetermined target. It could go to, you know, it could go on to become a penny stock, or could drop to basically zero or something like that. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I also hope that you enjoyed the side discussion, especially at the beginning of the video. If you have, again, be sure to hit the like button. If you have any questions for us, reach out by emailing customer service at info@t3live.com. Again, info, it's very simple, info@t3live.com. If you want to check out what I do and my services, links in the description. But with that said, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Best of luck with your trading, and I will see you on the next video. Take care, everybody. Ciao.